Kilo 4, Yankee Fox Radio.
Yankee Fox Radio. Come back with that call sign one more time, slowly, phonetically, please.
Come back with that call sign one more time, slowly, phonetically, please.
Okay. Kilowatt 4, Yankee Foxtrot Radio. Over.
Yes, sir. Yankee X-Ray Foxtrot Radio. And what's the name there?
Yankee X-Ray Foxtrot Radio. And what's the name there?
It's Kilowatt 4, Yankee Fox Radio, Ed in Virginia Beach. Over.
Yeah, I knew it when I said it. It was it was wrong. That's Virginia. Is that a Roger? Virginia Beach, Virginia?
Virginia. Is that a Roger? Virginia Beach, Virginia?
Roger, roger.
Okay, Ed, and what radio are you running, sir?
Okay, Ed, and what radio are you running, sir?
I'm using a TS-50, and I'm driving a Gentek Centurion amplifier with about 50 watts. My output is about 600 watts. My hand microphone, which is a plastic microphone, which indicates RF in the shack. So I've just added another ground rod to my ground system, and I wonder if you can detect any RF in my signal. Over.
Now, audio is clear. I have no RF in your AF. What you might want to do, remember those old CV SWR bridges, those little small jobbers that have a field strength meter on it? Why don't you can use those to track down stray RF. Roger, roger?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I use those quite often if I ever have any problems and look for hot spots. And, I was sitting here having that problem, and I said, gosh, if I could just see my RF. And then I say, hey, that's what a field strength meter does. It shows you RF. And so it was just amazing. My problem was I have cable runs around the house, and I have 5 rotors. And running in that bundle along with RF cables and stuff. And these cables going to the rotors are unshielded. And it was just picking up all kinds of RF back into the shack from the rotors. Roger?
Yeah, I understand. Well, what I'm using for an antenna, I have a doublet that is up about 75 feet off the ground, and I'm feeding it with a balanced feed line, 450 ohm balanced line into a Dentron super tuner, and I've managed to, I think I've managed to solve the problem because I'm no longer getting the bite in the hand when I squeeze the microphone. However, I did add another ground rod, and I hope to goodness I've got it cured. But I figured if you could detect any RF in my audio, that might be a clue. So it sounds clean, okay?
Yes, sir, it sounds clean. Now, you know what the test is? The test is that you have your normal operating mic gain control setting. Make note of what that is and write it down as your normal level. And then go plus 10 dB above your normal operating level and to see if anything takes off. And if you can run your mic 10 dB hotter than required and not get anything taking off, then everything's copacetic, Roger.
Oh, okay. I have a TS-50 Kenwood, which has 2 microphone settings in the menu. There is no continuously variable control for it, but I have it now set on the high level, which I think corresponds to what you just told me. So I think I'm good to go. What do you think?
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, make sure you're getting a bite. It's not audio like to me, but the bite. Make sure everything's daisy chained together behind the radios with the wire. And the other thing is you might want to change the length of your ladder line. If it's close to a half wavelength on any of the bands you use, you might be getting a little RF back in the shack. KI4YTV, back to you, and standing by.
Yeah, Ed, he's clean to me. It's clean to me now.
Well, it wasn't about being clean. He's clean to me. He's just he's getting a bite.
Oh, well, I mean, everybody's got to pay a price, buddy. I mean, nothing's free. I mean, so you get electrocuted, you know? Is he a dedicated ham radio operator or not? Yeah, anyway, Ed and Ed, both of you. Gosh, YFR, I think it's sounding good there, buddy, but we could set you up a little bit better on your audio. I think if you knew how to get to your compressor, we have a setup procedure. It starts with a compressor engaged at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does get the job done.
2 cents, TS-50.
I'm sorry, we doubled there. Ed, YFR, if you're interested in our setup procedure, it starts with a compressor engaged at a 3.
You know, this radio is very old, and it's a TS-50, so there are no controls that I can manipulate to do that. So thank you anyway. But hey, if it sounds good and it's not biting me when I talk, I think we've accomplished the goal. But I appreciate what the other guy said. The transmission line could be altered by maybe 1/8 of a wavelength, and that would get any RF in the shack out of here. But I've got a burned out fluorescent tube that's about 18 inches long, and it is not lighting up when I prop it up against the ground wire, and it was before. So I think that's a good indication. Thank you so much for your help. K4YFR, thanks again in 73.
Roger there, Ed. My pleasure, sir, and you have a great afternoon. And just because you're glowing doesn't mean that there isn't RF in the shack. I mean, like I say, dedicated ham radio operator has to put up with a lot. That glowing will subside later tonight. Don't worry about that. Now, and in grounds, you know, the more the merrier. I am running 3 grounds, and what I did was I'm using a separate ground for my power amp and antenna tuner. Separate ground for those, because it didn't make much sense to me to put my mic preamp ground and my power amp ground on the same ground. So I'm running 3 grounds. One ground is just for the power amp and the associated antenna selector. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Well, I've got all 3 pieces of equipment, the transceiver, the amplifier, and the tuner, all on just as short as I could possibly make them, 10-gauge stranded wire, all grounded to the same point with the shortest possible lead, and my ground rod is just outside the window, so I'm feeding it with about a yard of number 6 solid copper wire, firmly bonded to 3 ground rods. I think I've got it cured. Over.
Sounds good. I wouldn't change a thing. Just get the Gorilla Tape out and taper it down there, Ed. And with that, gosh, it's 7 past the hour, so we got to get out of here. We appreciate it. Since 3:30 this afternoon, we've been recording live. And Ed, if you wanted to hear your radio, good signal. And I was on my local radio, so frequency response down to 100 cycles or so. So if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 8/20/21. That will take you to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Roger. I will do that, and I will appreciate it very much. Thank you so much, my friend. We'll see you later. K4YFR. Bye-bye. Happy hour.
Roger, Ed, 73, sir. And with that, we'll wrap it up. If you did participate in this afternoon's broadcast and wanted to hear your audio, again, go to YouTube, do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 8/20/21. That will take you to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. So with that, we got to get out of here, and we will be returning this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor clear.